Alright guys, some heartbreaking news for you all. The Underground's power couple, Nettspend and Osamason, have broken up, and fans are devastated, leaving many wondering, how did these two go from being in a loving relationship, platonic of course, to sworn enemies? What does this mean? And what's the general consensus from fans? Anyways, let's get into it. Alright, so here's a bit of context. 3 days ago, Osamason posted to his Instagram story, "I don't got no friends, that shit," and 3 money bag emojis. So most people just thought, hey, he was prioritizing money over friendships and nothing much. And if you know Osamason, you know it's not unlike him to post stories like this. So, people had their suspicions, but no one really thought it was true, like that him and Nettspend fell out or a rapper. They just thought, okay. However, one page did Nettspend Central. He said, "Looks like Nettspend and Osamason fell out. Tear emoji, heartbreak." And Osamason Chile was also heartbroken. Anyways, of course that was a joke, but Nettspend Central turned out to be right. 3 days later, fans found that both Nettspend and Osamason had unfollowed each other on Instagram, meaning that the relationship had come to an end, as collaborators, of course. And some are even saying that this is potentially the end to a legendary era. So, first of all, we don't really know the reason why they've been falling out. However, Osamason was the person who posted the story, so we can assume that Nettspend did something that made him feel some type of way, and then they had an argument over it, and then they unfollowed each other. I feel like them both being, pretty famous, both have close to 300,000 followers on Instagram, and pretty much the exact same fan base. They kind of knew what they were doing by unfollowing each other, sending a message that, yo, we don't with each other anymore. So anyways, let's get into the fan reaction. And well said, almost every impactful duo in the Underground has done this, to be honest. This is like having 2 dads, then finding out they're getting a divorce and you're really sad about it. This is my 9/11. They clip farming. I'm 808ing out. I'm not even gonna explain that. You gotta be like really chronically online to know what he means by that. They are officially beefing Haktua Gold. Haktua Gold. I don't know how to do it. Why did I do a better whatever, I'm not gonna say. I guess Nettspend is really gonna be in the club alone now. Huh. Oh, but that's my favorite ship and it's over. I don't know why. Okay, as you can see, people are sad, but for the most part, nobody is taking it serious. Like, I haven't seen a single serious take. Like, literally nobody actually gives a which is kind of funny. I guess, like, they just don't care to hear, like, more Nettspend and Osamason music. It's just been jokes. Like, High Pop Daily said, "Just saw the Osamason and Nettspend news. Please nobody hit me up for anything. I'm going through a lot right now, and I don't know what to do. This is very traumatic for me. Sorry if I don't post today." And I might be like overstating like the whole like, yo, like, no one cares. Like, I think obviously people care, like their fans are gonna be like, but I just think it's funny how like nobody respects these artists. Like, they just immediately run towards jokes. Could have been the biggest duo of all time. Unfortunately, not anymore. Someone posted like a baby dog in the Nettspend community and telling them to stop fighting. But as you can see, people are sad. So anyways, what does this mean? So first of all, like Well said, every impactful duo has had this. So first of all, I don't think every duo has had this. For example, like I think when Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan like fell out, they never like became friends again or anything. I'm pretty sure it was because Rich Homie Quan snitched on Young Thug or something. But duos fall out, groups fall out all the time, and they never reconcile, and they literally are never seen with each other again. Sometimes one or the other becomes way more successful than the other, and it just becomes awkward, and fans are like, damn, it becomes like a part of the lore. Or other times, certain artists have egos and their relationships just end up being rocky because of that. A very good example of that is Cardi and Uzi. Cardi and Uzi were very close at one point in the studio. They had a collab tape that was supposed to drop. Too much of it leaked. They had a tour plan. They canceled the tour, blah, 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 And everyone's been like, 1629, like, we're never getting that shit. But it's been like a legendary part of the lore, and their relationship has been something that fans have followed very closely for a long time now. But they've had a lot of problems. They've fallen out multiple times. They made up multiple times, and it's kind of just like the storyline that fans follow from the few clues that they do have. Anyways, some people think, hey, maybe this is just a bump in their road. Like maybe this is just like a little thing they'll get over. And honestly, there's a good chance they do. Doesn't seem like what could they have really done that was so bad? Probably just a little like something just a little annoying, for being real. But at the same time, like, if we're talking about Cardi and Uzi, who also is kind of close at one point? Cardi and D Savage. Look at Cardi and D Savage right now. D Savage isn't doing bad, but he's not Cardi. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of a bad comparison though, however, because feel like Cardi was always bigger than D Savage for the most part. He was much older. And the main thing was D Savage and Cardi were like beefing. Nettspend has not said anything. Osamason has not really said anything directly. They just unfollowed each other. So for that, it was probably something very petty. They probably just don't really care. In terms of fans, like, you know, if we got a Nettspend and Osamason tape, that would be really cool. I think people would really enjoy it. The thing is, they're both signed to different labels, and I believe that, so if you just gotta think about it from like a practical standpoint, Nettspend has not dropped his like debut album yet. You know, his first, you know, stamped project. Whereas Osamason has already dropped like Osamason and Flex Music. He even dropped a project with Glock 40 Spaz, you know, and he's like constantly dropping singles. So yeah, that was never really a possibility in the first place. But I think the main loss between, or with this, or what it seems like it'll be, is just the loss of them as a duo. I feel like rap groups themselves are pretty much almost dead, and even duos are kind of dead. Like, you rarely see a duo. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially in the mainstream, and both these guys had a lot of potential. So I guess their relationship definitely meant something. You know what I mean? Like, they just had like a good, their images just went very well with each other. You know what I mean? Like, when Nettspend was first coming up, he was like on like 1C type beats, you could say, and like very like affiliated with them. And he was on like, you say, like jerk beats. He was like more aligned with like Xavier and all them. But then when he started collabing with Osamason, it became very clear that he fit that style a lot more. Does that make sense? And I think that they just clicked musically. Now, I don't know about like personality wise or anything. So yeah, definitely like a loss if they never collab again. I would say it would make these collabs like Withdrawals and Wake Up, you know, that music like a lot better. It would also mean that on Nett's tape, I don't think Osama didn't have Nettspend on his albums either. I mean that there would be no Osamason feature. Not that that was something that would be there. Anyways, another thing that I would like to point out, which is very interesting, is, does anyone else find it like funny how like every like week or every other week there's like some news relating to Nettspend? Like, he could just lift a finger and like be like, Nettspend did this, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he could be doing anything. Like, I believe like when he did Rolling Loud Europe, they were like, Nettspend seen in Poland in like a Polish airport or something. It's like, bro, I feel like the same thing also applies to Osamason. So like both of these guys, you know, they do anything, like every underground page will just catch wind of it like that. Like it's nothing. So for like a piece of news like this to include both of them, it's just bound to become big. Honestly, I really don't think fans take them like unfollowing each other seriously, because it's such an unserious thing to do. Like, you gotta understand, this is like some teenage girl like, oh my god, I'm gonna unfollow you. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, come on. Like they probably still have each other's phone number, you know, probably still have a bunch of mutual friends. They have like mutual producers, probably. They're probably good. So I don't really think anything happened. Yeah, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Am I tripping? Like, are they done forever? I really just think this is just gonna be a bump in the road. Like, realistically, you know what I mean? It's probably just egos. That's what I think it is. But of course, we don't know right now. And we probably will never know. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and see you tomorrow. Bye.